Tell me truthfully, Lyris. How much of this blood is mine?
Not enough to be worried about. So, is it over? What happened to Svargrim? And where's Svanna? A parent's betrayal cuts deeper than a sword. But Svanna's strong. Stronger than she's been given credit. If you told me the tavern rat we met at the Lonely Troll would become my choice to lead this land, I'd have called you mad. Then again, my king's a skald, so what do I know? Last I heard, Sword Thane Uthlet was gathering everyone he could at the Hall of the Dead. Head over there and see how they weathered the Harrow Storm. I'll take care of... We did our best to hold the Harrow Fiends inside. Almost didn't.
You did it. I shouldn't be surprised. But things were looking rather bleak before the clouds parted. We held the gate as long as we could. The Harrow Fiends were a flood of claws and teeth. Once they burst through, Lyris cleaved through them like a scythe through wheat. But even I'm not really sure. It kind of went wild. Let out my inner beast, as it were. I was rending and slashing. Then Lyris whacked me with the flat of her blade. At least that's the last thing. The Sword Thane gathered people in the Hall of the Dead. Go check on them while I pull myself together. Sadly, I don't think there's any hope for them. Their life energy was sucked dry, turning them into... As soon as we produce enough of it, yes.
See, you aren't raising bugs with Ysmir just yet.
We saw the storm break, but we heard nothing since you departed from Blackreach.
I regret we didn't throw a parade to welcome you back, but I'll cheer enough for 100 souls if you tell me you put that backbiter of a High King to the sword. But what of Svanna? Is she? That's good, but a daughter shouldn't have to kill her own father. Svanna has my support, for whatever that's worth. She's going to need all the help she can get in the days to come. Not until we hold a moot to support her claim, and we need more than a single Jarl for that to occur. If Svanna proves herself as the acting Jarl, they might look past her father's failings and make her the queen, eventually. We can settle the matter of the crown when there's kingdom enough to rule. What remains of the holds are still ravaged by the Harrow Storms, and I doubt we've seen the last of the Grey Host, for that matter. None good, but none bad either. My wife knows better than anyone how to care for our people. I trust she and my Thane to protect and care for Morthal in my absence.
We seem to have survived, thank the gods. I thought for certain we were all about to witness the end of the world. No thanks to Svargrim, damn his eyes. After you and the princess went off to Blackreach, I gathered whoever we could, and made our stand here in the Hall of the Dead. I'm just glad we don't have to be permanent residents. Far fewer than I feared when the storm began. Thanks to you and the princess, with the storm over and the Grey Host driven from Castle Dour, my soldiers will get the city back into shape.
They're here! They're at the gates!
The Grey Host? I thought we were done with them for now.
Not the Grey Host! This...
treachery is this?
Hear ye, card sharps and collectors! Test your wits and courage in a brand new card game, Tales of Tribute.
Stand down, you idiots! We come in peace.
Partner, could really use your knack for diplomacy right now. Speak to the Skald King before we start a war.
Sure save me from fools and prophets. Will no one properly greet a weary traveler? A familiar face Maybe you can talk some sense into these Western milk drinkers. We're not a damn invasion. We here to... So the rumors are true? Svargrim joined the Grey Host? I knew he had ambitions, but to throw away... That's why I sent Lyris here in the first place. I'm not the king of these holds, though. I can't do anything if they refuse my help. Svargrim despised me. He would never accept my aid. But Svanna...
We have no need of help that involves welcoming your soldiers within our walls.
My walls, Jarl. My father may have been willing to slap aside a helping hand, but I'm not. Permit me... Thank you. For holding the line, I mean. I'm ready to do what I should have done a long time ago. To do what my father never could. I'll speak with the Skald King. There's one more thing I'd like you to do while I entertain our guests. We saved Solitude, but our war with the Grey Host is far from over. We need Fenn's elixir more than ever. With that, and King Yoren's help, we might just push these monsters back into their grave for good. Check on Fenn's progress, please. That depends on Fenn. If there's anything standing in his way, let me know, and I'll do everything in my power to get him what he needs. Fenn is with Old Mjolnir at the Mages Guild. When you're finished with him, join me in the courtyard of the Blue Palace. I'm going to hold a moment of remembrance for this city. We all need a moment to mourn what we lost. I'm going to invite the Skald King to join us. If the people of Solitude see him bow his head along with the rest of us, they may not care about the divide between the East and the West.
Ingenious. A rare thing to find an elf with the makings of a clever woman.
Despite what my kin might proclaim, it's not all in the blood. I was just discussing a theory with Mjolnir, and it seems like we're very close to turning this elixir into a true restorative. A cure. Singolis's research on the Netherroot showed me just how it weakens the connection between a body and soul. Thus far, I've been able to inure a person to the root, but now I'm certain I can use that knowledge to heal those weakened bonds. Well, it is just a theory at this point. There's a lot more testing and experimentation to be done before we can produce a viable antidote. Weeks, optimistically? I know. We can't simply put things on hold. Mjolnir and I have a batch brewing right now, and materials to keep producing for another day. Ingert's promised us a steady supply of Arcase oil, but that's not our limiting factor. We know enough about Singolis's refinement processes to replicate his methods, but we still need a source of Netherroot to do so. Tell Svanna that if she can keep us supplied, we can produce enough elixir for all the holds in a matter of weeks. We can ransack Greyhost's stockpiles, or mount an expedition into Blackreach. Otherwise, it would take decades of work to produce a proper crop. After we get the elixir squared away, we'll turn our attention to curing the Herald. Indeed. As I surmised, the Grey Reliquaries contained the remains of ancient Greyhost warriors. They served as a connection to the souls trapped in Cold Harbor. Using the energy from the Harrowstorms, the souls were pulled into the stone husks. I believe the stone husks are incubators of a sort. The physical forms of the Grey Host are reincorporated with it.
What do you want?
I was hoping you'd return before we began. Tell me you've got good news. I'll feel a lot better delivering a speech about healing and hope, knowing that we're on the road to recovery. What did Fen have to say about the elixir? Not the best news, but I'll take it. So long as we have enough to protect our soldiers, we have a fighting chance against the Grey Host. I'll go to the Now that would be cause for celebration. If he can really bring back even a fraction of those we lost to the Harrowstorms, I'm willing to try. That's all I needed to hear. We should begin the ceremony before the crowd grows more restless. Nothing fancy, just a traditional Nord wake. To mourn and celebrate those we've lost, and cherish the lives we still have. None of us would be here to sing dirges for the dead or celebrate the living if not for you. Sons and daughters of Skyrim, we have the honor today of remembering the dead.
Honor to the fallen!
Sons and daughters of Skyrim, our trials were fierce, but we are still here.
We stand and we remain!
Now, we raise our voices to tell Sovngarde of the coming of the worthy dead, and to tell the world that the Nords are still here! We are still standing!
The fallen now march home to hallowed halls, to join our ancestors in boundless drink and song and brawls. Let sound the horns, let peal the bells, let loose the ancient hymn. We will remain until time ends, we children of Skyrim.
What interest does a Dagon cult have in this place, Flea?
Do your worst, Remora. I'll tell you nothing.
I'll squeeze the knowledge out of you. Damn. I forgot how fragile mortals can be. Ah, you have arrived. Excellent. I found you both mildly interesting and suitably helpful in the past. Let us endeavor to continue that streak. This Mehrunes Dagon cultist refused to answer my questions, and I may have insisted a bit too vigorously. Since last our paths crossed, I ran afoul of these Mehrunes Dagon followers. While I was investigating their activities, I ran into an obstacle. As much as it pains me to admit, but this requires a mortal's touch. I need your assistance. An Imperial cache hides behind that doorway. Unfortunately, the entrance has been warded to prevent entry by anyone, including those of the Daedric persuasion. I need you to shatter the ward and help me take this amulet. I went to great trouble to acquire it. With it, you should be able to destroy the ward and open the way. The amulet should... I acquired a map from the Mehrunes Dagon cultists that indicates an Imperial cache is hidden inside. I want to reach that cache before they do, and find out what Emperor Leovic thought was important enough to hide from mortals, and... Don't the actions of the Daedric princes, when turned in this direction, always concern the fate of this particular ball of mud? The Longhouse Emperors have protected a secret for 3 generations. A secret that involves Mehrunes Dagon. A secret guarded from mortals and Daedra alike that involves the Prince of Destruction? I do not think the threat could be any more clear if they painted us a picture. How remarkably narrow-minded you mortals can be. What is your definition of evil? Do I care for the lives of mortals? No. Do you care for the lives of... I saw the Dagonists use magic to temporarily disable the ward. Their power is limited, however, and the ward reasserted itself before I could follow them. Only power akin to the amulet can totally destroy the ward. Do you assume I am without resources? That I do not have connections in both the Mundus and throughout the plains of Oblivion? I have given you the amulet, and it will do its job. Nothing else matters, little mortal. The protective ward is deadly to Daedra. As a mortal, you are perfectly immune to any such dangers. The ward simply bars your way. Besides, the amulet can only be used by a mortal. That's part of the reason it can destroy the ward. As a mortal, you are immune to the harmful effects of the protective ward. As long as it is in place. Mehrunes Dagon is one of the Daedric princes, the Lords of Oblivion. Specifically, he is the Prince of Destruction, Revolution, and Ambition. Concern? I am not concerned. I am curious. Secrets intrigue me. If anyone should be concerned, little mortal, it is you. When a cult devoted to the god of destruction performs mysterious deeds upon your doorstep, there's a good chance your home will soon be engulfed in fire, devoured by earthquakes, or submerged in a raging flood. And by your home, I saw... The Mehrunes... The ward has fallen. Let us see what waits inside. sense more wards ahead. Deal with them. I shall wait here. You destroyed the war. Let me see them. A collection of apparently mundane items, at least on the surface. But look at this scroll. It not only bears the seal of the last Longhouse Emperor, it has been ensorcelled so that it cannot be unfurled or read. Interesting. Architectural plans from the looks of it, and not the mundane engineering so common to your world. No. These plans include powerful Daedric elements. Some sort of vault, obviously. Strengthened and enhanced by a complex arcane matrix. It marks a location in Grotwood, Ney Salas, another ruin. This portal will take you to Ney Salas. Raid the caches while I deal with the ensorcelled scroll.
Trust me, Faendil. Magical transport is the only way this many Redguard could have appeared here so suddenly. We need to cut them off before an entire army...
One more step and you get an arrow in the knee. Hey, you don't look like a cultist.
You're not a Covenant soldier or one of those damn cultists. You're... you! By Barsrog's chilly nethers, am I glad to see you! Between the salt, Imperial caches? What a coincidence! That's exactly what brought me here. But then I ran into this band of wood elves. They're under assault by Covenant soldiers and a group of insane Daedric cultists. It's just like the cultists are after the cache too? That explains a lot. Their leader is someone called Doombringer Eshel, and he's got some kind of scholar lady. Farther in, I'm guessing. Not much. I found it. Once I get these wood elves out of here, I'll catch up with you.
Hammerfell. To the side.
Cultists. They destroyed the ward and marched right in. This host...
Over here! You need to see this! What took you so long? Never mind, never mind. Look down there. That's the cult leader and the scholar lady I told you about. And that must be the Imperial cache. Desperate.
must recover the Daedric weapons, Pettigrew. Bring me the contents of that cache as soon as you have them.
I will not fail, do brother. All our lords down
rain upon you, fool!
Deal with the intellect. Strike true. Can you open that Imperial cache? Hang on, let me try. Hey, that actually worked! Look out, Daedra!
Lower your weapon,
What
Elf.
did you find?
I'll
Anything
confer
interesting
with
in
the
there?
other mortal after they search the cache.
Well, what was inside the cache? Have we finally discovered the secret of the Longhouse Emperors? Let me take a look. Yeah, that's a code, all right. Imperial. Just like in the journal I found at Black Drake Villa. I know someone who can decipher this. He helped me with the journal. Not far from here. Just outside Eldenroot. Just look for the camp with all the books in it. I'll meet you there. Let's just say I've known him for well, after everything.
Now that you've satisfied the Wood Elf's curiosity, it's time to satisfy mine. Show me what we already knew this concerned Emperor Leovic, and I cannot read those coded words. As much as this mystery intrigues me, the fate of your world, little mortal, not mine. But do not fear. The mortal realm... So, the Wood Elf... No. This portal shall take you to Elden Root. Do not doubt it. I sense there's more to this mystery than the politics of emperors.
Friend, meet Baragon. Baragon, this is my friend. We've got a scroll to show you.
Evely says you have something for me to look at. Let me take a look. Imperial, all right. Specifically, this is Emperor Leovic's personal code. Luckily, I know it well. Unfortunately, I don't have Leovic's signet ring. Without that, I can't decipher the code. You have a signet ring? Why, yes, this does appear to be Emperor Leovic's. At least it's one of them. He certainly loved his jewelry. So first that journal that Evely brought me, and now this. What have you and my sister gotten into this time? My younger sister, yes. I used to regale her with stories of my adventures, back before I became a scribe in Emperor Morikar's court. I worked for both him and his son Leovic. Evely says I sling words the way she looses arrows, fast and on target. Technically, I was an adventurer, then a scribe. Turned out I preferred ink and parchment to danger and daring do. Unfortunately, I think I put the wrong ideas into little Evely's head. Anyway, really, she's told me all about you. You were all over her letters from Orsinium, and when she got back, she rarely said 5 words that didn't include some anecdote of your time together. You really made an impression. Nice to finally meet you.
Well, what did the scroll say? Do we finally know the Emperor's secret? Varl Lupus? He hired me to investigate Blackdrake Villa. But why is the word ambitions capitalized? It must... The deciphered document. It mentions the person who hired me, Varl Lupus. Could he... Varl Lupus sent me to retrieve the book from Blackdrake Villa, one of the Longhouse Emperor's hidden retreats. I found it and a journal, the one that led me to Nasalis. It's a strange... It's written in a language I've never seen before. Looking at... I never actually met... Before we found the... Ren is some kind...